You're not fond of it. Shit, I'm not your average Joe. Some would say that I'm a catch. If we not compatible, shit, I'm moving to the next. Make the next my best flex. More sex, less stress. She's more than a lady, she's valuable to my process. What it do, it's your boy YGB and I'm hanging out with
your boy Jared.
And yo, today we got a special one. As you guys can see, we are back at Piedmont Park in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to quarantine. You see, niggas is, I'm guessing this is 6 feet away, but you know, I'm talking directly this way, so none of these particles can go in his direction.
Kick his
and
ass.
I do have this mask on. Was going to wear it during the video, but you guys would hear me muffled. All in all, we are back, and you know we have rising tension in this country, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on. Besides the pandemic, we do have some tragic things that has transpired over the past week. And just to reflect, I do want to give my condolences out to the friends and family of the Floyd family. Horrific murder that was caught on camera. Once again, I will say that was a murder caught on camera, and it's very sad to see that justice was not served in the premise in time, swift fashion, that only one officer was arrested for that crime. Still waiting on all three. And as you guys have seen, it's caused a uproar, and people are tired. We are fucking tired. We're fed up with all of this madness that has been going on. Byproduct for all this, I do want to say today is my birthday. On a happier note,
happy birthday, homeboy.
Today is actually my birthday, and yeah, you know, but I am blessed to see another year. I'm very grateful for that. Only wishes that I do have is, you know, justice and peace and equality for all.
For everybody,
I do want everybody, you know. This does stem as far as Black lives does matter. Black lives does matter. No, all lives matter. Black lives matter, because this is a systemic issue of inequality for Black lives, as you guys can see. Over time, we see this shit happen all the time. I'm not even going to just say that Black men. We do have Black women, as you know, the case that's going on in Louisville. A woman who was just sleeping in her home, and you know,
cops kicked her in the door,
and yes, awfully murdered. And you can't even jog while you're Black, because we already know what happened to Ahmed in Georgia. So, kicking off this. Don't want to sound on a sad note. We do have a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot.
So I'm gonna let my co-host go ahead and say, you know, a couple of things if you want something to say.
Once again, happy birthday to you. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that.
You made it to 27. Now a lot of people see 27. I too had a birthday on the 9th of May. If you guys didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I was in Piedmont Park as well. Let me ask you a question.
All right. We get straight to the segment, or this is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we go straight to it.
Let me ask you a question, bro. Let me ask you a question. Was you out there stealing Gucci stuff, man?
I was not.
Was you? You wasn't out there.
I was not out there looting.
Okay.
I was not stealing anything. So I guess if we're going into the topic of looting.
Yes, sir.
I get it. So this is my rendition on why I get it. I get it to a point of, like I mentioned, we're fucking tired. Right. We're fed up with, you know, peacefully protesting and trying to get a message across. Is it right? No. Looting is not the way to get your message across and, you know, push forward or whatnot. But I get it.
I understand.
This is another way of us expressing how we feel. Because over time, you know, we've done it. We've done it in, you know, all throughout the South. Montgomery, Alabama, here in Atlanta, Georgia, from the 1900s to 2020. Like this shouldn't be a long time. We just been peacefully biting our tongue and holding it back. And I think what really was a tipping point is that it was a murder that was just brutally captured.
Yeah, like you see the whole thing just happen.
Yeah, it was a murder that was just brutally captured, and that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. So much emotion just went into that, as far as this man is literally on the ground, saying, I can't breathe.
He's screaming for his mother.
Screaming for his mother.
Man, like,
and you have patrons recording it, and it's like I can't even fault the people that were recording it, because it's just like, this is something totally different. This is law enforcement involved.
Right.
So when law enforcement is involved, it's not like you can go and jump at them and like have them get off the man. You also got to keep in mind from a different angle. I don't know if you've seen it. There's 2 additional officers on his back.
Yeah, I seen it.
And so it's just like, that's excessive force. So I think that was the tipping point where people was just fed up. People just said, fuck it, we're tired. We just, we got to do something. The peaceful method hasn't worked over the cautionary time.
And I've seen, the crazy thing how you bring up the peaceful method, right?
Yeah.
I posted on social media, I said, damn, I wish they would have just accepted the knee. If they would have just accepted Kaepernick taking a knee and like, you know what I'm saying? If they would have used that and said, you know what, let's go really evaluate what's going on and charge these cops that's doing this, that they're just using their privilege to a worst part of life. They're gonna kill somebody.
Exactly.
And so,
and look what happened. And it's just like, I hate that it has to come to this, as far as a man having his life taken away in order for, this to be brought to the forefront. This is exactly what Colin Kaepernick was talking about when this is a perfect example of what he was talking about. And it's just that all you people that were bitching about, oh, he's interrupting, and it's just like,
troops.
For one, if you don't like it, turn the channel. The man demonstrated he done what we've been doing for so long, peacefully protesting,
not bothering
anybody.
And it's crazy because, and I be saying it, 'cause I'm like, yo, even the dude in the military said, yo, this is a good way for you to protest.
Exactly.
And they didn't want to hear that. They said, no, the troops, bro. It's not about the troops. It's got nothing to do with
and
troops.
Then you want to think about it. You want to say that, oh, he's disrespecting the flag. Go and do your history on the anthem. It doesn't have anything that serves a purpose
for us
of black people.
Right.
So I mean, he has all right. And then can we take into accountability of the First Amendment right to, freedom of speech?
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech doesn't have to just be vocalized. You can express yourself in any manner of how you feel.
Exactly.
And if I feel like if he's not bringing any harm to anybody on the field or whatnot, that man has the right to execute any way of how he feels. We don't say nothing about, people walking around with guns and stuff like that.
Oh, speaking of them, when they went up to the Senate, I forgot which spot, the Capitol, Michigan. They went up to the government building with AR-15 strapped to them. Pushing and shoving, no tear gas, no nothing. Everybody like, oh, they're just Americans. They're tired of being in the house. So why we can't be tired of getting killed?
like that makes no sense to me. And this stems back to the point of looting. Like I said, I get it. People are tired. And then also, just to veer off the fact of looting, I think some people just take into accountability of just like, fuck it, we built this, literally, black Americans built this country. Why not we burn it down? And then also to tie back into the looting, the majority of us is not doing that shit.
The majority of us is not doing the shit at all.
So I'm so confused on just like, this is what the problem is. The problem is that everything just ties back to, the blame just get built on black people, and half the time black people's not doing this shit.
But one thing that I do have a problem with within our own community is I see arguments between us. I mean black man, black woman. I see arguments between our community of, they shouldn't be doing this, this is wrong, and we know what's wrong, but I understand why they're doing it. It's like they're butting heads over philosophies. And I'm like, yo, skip this. The bigger picture is one of ours was just killed on camera. So we shouldn't even be arguing about whether looting is right or wrong. Yes, there's opportunists in there who's just protesting just to go get some stuff. You know what I'm saying? They don't really care. It's an opportunity for them to get free stuff, but that's not our argument right now. Our argument is between us and the police, us and the justice system. So that's one thing I would like for us to stop doing, is just picking little things just to have a I'm better than you type of conversation.
And that, I feel like, even just to piggyback off of that, that's where the message is getting lost. Like the message is getting lost where, as far as television is just sensationalized the looting. They're just sensationalized. Oh, like the protests are becoming more of a uproar than actually being peaceful. These protests have been starting off peaceful. You got to think about it. when you just show up with police in pretty much military gear, exerting force for no reason, of course that's going to get anybody riled up.
Of course.
So it's
except
just
for the people in Michigan.
Exactly.
And they were white.
So it's just like this double-edged sword that's just being flared around in America. That to me that just needs to be addressed. As far as like it can't be okay on one spectrum, but then when the other spectrum comes into play, then it's harm to the whole nation.
Right.
Because it's just that like I don't see any of these protesters out there with AKs and shit like that.
They just have signs. When we first got down here to shoot this episode, it's protesters with signs all around here.
Yeah.
That's just all they got. So what the media is showing is causing like a confliction between what's really happening and what people are think is happening.
Yeah.
So I think that also, like I said, ties into they just see looting and all this stuff and think it's just us doing that, but it's really not. It's just us out here.
Yeah, it's like my thing is just like I said, I just hate how now the media is just sensationalized. It's just like now every town is burning and city is burning and stuff like that. And it's just like there are peaceful protesting that is going on. You guys just choose not to put that on television.
Right.
So, when it comes to looting, that's the only thing that we see. But I think what has pretty much played a key part is social media. Social media is just definitely, especially like, I'm gonna do some more research. I can't think off the top of my head, but there's a couple, black media outlets that have been phenomenal as far as like giving, people information that's valuable to these communities that just need to know that it's not everything that, Fox and CNN and MSNBC is showing. There's things that's in there where there's people are actually like donating money to like bail people out and stuff like that. There's people who are promoting black businesses, like boarding them up, telling them like no, don't harm this business or whatnot.
There's attorneys everywhere who's like, yo, any of these protesters go to jail, we'll take their case. They're literally like, yo, we'll just take their case.
Yeah. So it's just like I feel like, man, social media has been having its presence, a huge presence, as far as like getting a lot of the messages that need to be in the forefront. As far as I don't know if you've seen, I posted it on my Instagram, but there was a young lady that was shot and killed from protesting in Iowa.
Yeah.
There was also another man. He was shot and killed in Louisville.
Yep. He was. They actually. I seen that story. I believe this is the same guy. He was someone who like fed the cops and everything. Like he was a good person. Like he would feed and hydrate the cops and everything. But they shot him and they left him in the street for 12 hours.
And I'm just like, and these are the things that, as far as you don't see, they don't put in the forefront. As far as like, they'll tell you that the black man was shot, but they don't give a backstory of just like all the great that he did, all the things that he was doing, for the community and stuff like that. And man, we could just go on and on for this.
It's crazy,
but we're gonna wrap it up right there. As far as we could go on a tangent about these things because it's a lot to digest. But we will be keeping, I don't know how many, as far as like series wise, I don't know as far as how many we're gonna put into this, but it's gonna be a lot. But we're gonna dissect and digest this whole thing as a whole because it definitely needs to be addressed. And we encourage you to actually speak up, lend a voice. I want to say this, as far as I have had a couple people reach out to me that were Caucasian individuals, as far as like, they were my friends and they, let me know, as far as, just let me know happy birthday and stuff like that. But they told me, we're here for the fight. We understand, what is going on, and, the lack of knowledge that we do have. If you can please share some insight and just give us your opinion on everything and just give us more knowledge, I really respect that. As far as like not, just being silent, letting things go on and just watching it all play out. And like I said, that all lives matter shit, it just needs to cut out.
Man, I've had teammates post, on their media and whatever on our behalf, telling their, white friends or whoever they have on there that, these black people are really getting killed and we need to help them because there's pieces of shit like that cop who looks just like them, my white friends saying they don't care about black people. Yeah. So I have white teammates that's literally on our side, like speaking up, because some white people or my white friends, my white teammates, they won't say nothing because they don't wanna be in trouble with their own family or friends, or they're too scared.
That's bullshit.
And I have other teammates who's just, they'll post, but it's more so, yeah, okay, but so going back to looting, why are they looting and stuff like that? But bro, that's not what you need to be worried about right now.
Yeah.
The looting should get replaced.
Yeah.
All that get replaced.
Exactly.
Bro. All that get
Exactly.
replaced, bro.
Exactly.
Fuck that, bro. We focus on the bigger picture, which is a man was just murdered on camera for no reason.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them who's really on our side. Like you said, with the all lives matter thing, you can't say all lives matter until black lives matter.
Exactly.
You know, if black lives don't matter, you can't say all lives matter. You can't do that.
Exactly.
So just shout out to everybody who's down for the cause, everybody who's protesting, who's in the streets, all of that.
So yeah, we appreciate everything that everybody that's doing around the whole nation as far as getting this thing right. And I will say this on camera, Donald Trump, if you ain't got nothing, constructive to say, anything positive to say, shut the fuck up.
Don't say it.
Please shut the fuck up, because you're making the situation worse. Shut the fuck up. But that's all we have to say. This is Sip Talk. Make sure you please go follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and please hit that subscribe and like button. We will be having much more content about this. And also, if you want to have a discussion about this, please drop a comment below.
Talk.
We're very vocal about this stuff. You got anything else you want to say?
Shout out my boy Dre Johnson. My boy Dre Johnson, he in Florida. He's one of the first people to let me know that the police is really starting these riots. You know what I'm saying? He's down there in Fort Lauderdale. He said, yo, it was peaceful until the cops just started shooting tear gas. And then that's where all hell broke loose. So shout out to Dre Johnson. He was really in the trenches. So I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, bro. So yeah, that is another episode of Sip Talk, and we are out.